So different methods to cut tiles. Now, when I first started, I know that it was in my bathtub and a little piece of tile fell off. And it was before I started my apprenticeship, and I was thinking, like, how do you even cut tile, right? Like, if you don't know, how do you, right? So these are the different methods to cut tiles. Number one, like, you can use a grinder. Now, what I find a grinder, like a downfall to a grinder, is that it's dusty, noisy, right? But they're handy for cutting out like receptacles or like a toilet flange. Like, let's say, for example, you're using these tiles and your toilet flange lands up right in the middle, right? How do I cut a circle out of a full tile? So what I do is I take on the back side, I find the center, and let's say that's what I want to cut out right there. So then I just take my grinder and I lay this tile upside down on like a flat piece of plywood, because I know I'm going to cut through the tile and into whatever's underneath. So I put a piece of plywood under, and you just keep carving it in circles. And this, on the back side, it'll be bigger, but on the front side it'll actually be decently accurate. So you can do that, or if you're cutting out a receptacle, you can just cut out the square. But when you cut through on the face, that's why you use the back side, because when you cut through it, your cuts will actually go longer on all four sides, but on the face it'll just leave a nice square cut. So I know you could possibly use a grinder for everything, but it's a little messy for my liking. Now the next is a dry saw. I call it a dry saw or a scribe saw, and it's used for ceramic or porcelain tile. So this tile here is porcelain, and really the difference between ceramic and porcelain is porcelain's just got a little bit harder surface, right? So pros to this one is it's super fast. One con is that if you have to do like L-shaped cuts or anything besides a straight cut, it won't do it, right? Because like, if I'll show you an example. If I want to cut this, I have a little guide on here, let's say 9 inches. I just do a straight cut. So I just scribe the saw, or scribe the tile, and then I break it, right? So easy, fast. But if I needed to cut like an L shape like that out of it, I can't do it. I can't do 2 scribes and break it out. You can with a grinder, but this baby is the wet saw. I'll just move that over. See, the wet saw is good for everything. It's an economical buy. You can cut. See, and this dry saw won't cut like stone, like slate, natural stone, travertine, anything like that. So it's just good for porcelain and ceramic. But this will cut every type of tile. They're inexpensive to buy. Has like the little smooth diamond bit on it. So like I said, you can cut L-shaped. You can cut, let's say for example, you had half of your tile ended up on a toilet flange, let's say. So you had to cut a half a circle out of that. Well, you just keep pushing it through, and you push the blade to here, and you make a whole bunch of little incisions, thin ones, and you just keep going like that, and then you just chip them off later. Once you do all the little cuts, just chip it off. So I think the best bang for your buck is if you bought a little wet saw like this. You can do any cut that's possible.